The truth according to Glob. Today we're diving into the true origin of the Chuck Norris jokes. The true origins might surprise you, so avoid all the fake news you've seen about the jokes and let's get to the truth. It all started in 1982 in Mexico. It was a small town west of Chihuahua called Rubio. In that town lived a man named Diego. He often liked to hike in the hills and mountains outside of the town. One day he stumbled upon stone tablets written in a language he couldn't understand. He took them into the town and sold the tablets to Jose for 5 Coca-Colas. Jose didn't know what to do, and he had to leave for a trip to Havana, Cuba, to see his cousin Ricardo. So Jose took the tablets to Havana with him, and his cousin Ricardo was able to translate them into Chuck Norris jokes. Jokes like Chuck Norris built the hospital he was born in, Chuck Norris lost his virginity before his dad did, and so on and so on. The two men laughed so hard they shit their pants. They had to clean up, and when they did, a KGB agent named Vadim happened to see the tablets through the window and knew that Russia needed those Chuck Norris jokes. He broke into the room with a gun in hand and stole the 2 tablets of jokes. It wasn't long before the CIA caught wind and found out that the Chuck Norris jokes were now in possession of the Soviet Union. The Cold War just got ratcheted up to a whole new level. Ronald Reagan yelled at the CIA to make sure they get those jokes, no matter what. The only problem was that the Soviet Union didn't want to surrender the tablets, knowing that whoever was in possession of the jokes would control the world. Ronald Reagan enlisted the help of one of the top box office stars in 1982, Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman had one job and one job only: retrieve the Chuck Norris stone tablets. Being a great method actor, Dustin Hoffman learned Russian and snuck into the Soviet Union. The tablets were being held in a secure facility in Moscow. Dustin Hoffman got a job as a security guard at the facility, and no one knew he was an American. His accent was perfect. The one problem that neither Ronald Reagan nor Dustin Hoffman could have envisioned was this coming beauty of a woman named Dasha, who was also a fellow security guard. The first time Dustin Hoffman laid eyes on her, he knew that she was the one. They fell in love immediately and moved into a little tiny Moscow apartment. At the same time, Hollywood began to wonder where Dustin Hoffman was. The questions kept coming. One day, Dustin Hoffman came home and Dasha was watching Tootsie, and she put 2 and 2 together. She was seconds away from calling the KGB when Dustin Hoffman started meowing like a cat. Meow! Dasha froze. Then Dustin Hoffman chirped like a bird. This bird chirp put Dasha into a hypnotic trance in which Dustin Hoffman commanded that she steal the Chuck Norris tablets. It didn't work because Dasha was only pretending to be hypnotized, and once she left the apartment, she immediately went to the KGB, and Dustin Hoffman was arrested. However, Ronald Reagan made an offer for Dustin Hoffman and the Chuck Norris joke tablets the Soviets couldn't refuse. The U.S. sent 1 million pair of Levi pants to the Soviet officials, and on December 15, 1982, a military transport plane landed outside of Washington, D.C. with Dustin Hoffman and the Chuck Norris joke tablets. Now that the United States had the Chuck Norris stone tablets, the power of the Soviet Union began to collapse as the legend of Chuck Norris grew. Those Chuck Norris stone tablets, which had those jokes carved into them in ancient Greek, saved the world from communism and single-handedly ended the Cold War. That is the true origin of the Chuck Norris jokes. That's the truth according to Glob.